For our character, I'm going to bring in something from the asset store. So just go to the asset store and search for free fantasy monster, and you'll find this guy right here. And he's just perfect for our purposes. I'm going to go ahead and download him, and you need to put in your credentials. See if I can get this on the first try. Nope. There we go. Okay, I'm logged in now. I can download him. And I'll pause while this downloads. There's no sense in you watching the meter crawl across the screen. Alright, so he's downloaded and he's ready to import, so I'll click the import button. And that should be it for the asset store for now. I'll tuck it back here. In case I need it later, I'm sure I will. And we should now be able to find our fantasy monster right here. And if you go down into character, you'll see that there's a prefab there. I'm pretty sure that's what we want. These are going to be your animations. And then this is going to be the folder with the texture in it. So let's just use the character here. And I'm going to drag him and drop him up into the corner here. He's probably going to be really tiny. So we're going to have to scale him up so we can see him. And let's bring him up. I'll see if I can get him above the floor. And let's see how that looks size-wise. That's not bad. That's probably about how big we want him to be. Okay, so our skeleton, I'll go back to my inspector so you can see the scale. Why don't we just call it 20 in the interest of real numbers. And since that changed his dimension a little bit, I'll bring him up just a touch. I'll probably spend some time off camera figuring out exactly where he should be. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate him as well, so that he's facing some direction. He's not facing in the corner when he starts off. And I should probably do something about the texture on my walls, but that's okay. That's not the point of the exercise. Okay. That sounds good. Now, what we need to do in order to make him do something with our nav mesh is we need to add a component to him. So I'll do that. I'll add navigation and then nav mesh agent. And that adds the nav mesh agent, and you can see that it's got this gigantic cylinder on it, so we're going to have to adjust our cylinder size and our height. As usual in Unity, a little bit goes a long way, so why don't we try that's pretty good. And the radius, I guessed really well on that one, so why don't we try a little bit bigger than that. Oops. Didn't mean to hit. I meant to hit F. I didn't mean to hit F there. Okay, so I'll just hit enter and let's zoom in on him, which is what I was hoping I would do. And that's not bad. We can adjust it a little bit more. Okay, that's not bad. Now I've given him quite a bit of room around the edge, and I'm probably going to need to do a little bit more, but we're just going to get the basics down and then figure out what to do next. So that's fine. Let me save my scene. And now that we have the agent on here, all he really needs is a destination and a script. So destinations are easy. Let's give a couple of destinations in here. And what I'll do for this is I'll make a couple of game objects for this, empty game objects. Empty game objects have locations in space. And I guess my final objective is going to be to have him patrol this maze. So why don't I give a couple of waypoints to use for him to patrol the maze. Now the obvious one is just going to put one back here at the opposite corner. So we'll just do one there, and then I'll put one where he is right now, and then we'll have pretty much both ends of the maze covered, and then he'll wander through here. So we'll do one first, and then we'll put another one in there later. So let's add an empty game object. And there it is. And let's move it down here to the end. And let's see if this is stuck in the floor or anything crazy like that. It's below the floor. Okay, we want it to be up here somewhere where he can actually get to it. And I'm going to tag this. I think we have respawn. That's fine. So I'll just tag it as respawn, and I'll call it patrol point. Maybe I'll get more creative when I put multiple patrol points in, but for now that's fine. And oh, it's in the wrong end. We just need to move it this way. Just having him walk down the corridor there would not be all that interesting. It'll be interesting to see which route he takes. He's going to take the path of least resistance. And since we haven't defined anything like an obstacle or a cost, then he will literally take the path of least resistance. Okay, so that's it. So we have everything we need. We have our bad guy. We have our spot that he's going to move to. So in the next video, we'll write a script that has him move from point A, which is where he's starting, to point B, which is going to be this location here.